Hi and welcome to the first video of this new channel, Stramash. I'm sure you're thinking to yourself the last thing we need is another caravan channel, but here we are. I'm hoping this one's going to be a wee bit different from some of the others. Like most people, I've started off with an old van, worked my way through to newer ones as I've gone, and at long last I've reached the stage where I've actually managed to get a brand new van. So that should mean there's not much in the way of maintenance to do, although we'll see. But there are still a number of things I'd like to upgrade or improve upon, and that's what I hope to do with this channel. So over the next series of videos I'm going to show you some of the things I'd like to improve upon. These are going to include things like upgrading the 100 watt solar panel that's fitted as standard on the van up here. I'm also going to be fitting a lithium battery instead of the default AGM battery. Be looking at CCTV for security. I've got an induction hob going in, and I'll also be looking at wiring for using an inverter for power if I decide to go off grid. So it should be quite interesting, but I'll let you decide on that. So let's start with a wee look around the van itself. Not much to tell you about on the outside, and I'm not going to go into detail as most of you are already caravan owners and know the essentials. But as you can see, it's a nice twin axle. It's quite a heavy van, but ideal for me and my needs. So let's pop inside. Now excuse the polythene on the floor. I've not been allowed to take that off the carpets yet, but we'll get that done in due course. And as you can see, it's quite light and airy inside. I suppose the daylight doesn't really do justice to the mood lighting that's shown in here, but as you can see, there's the lighting around the roof. Good sized front area with double benches. There is an option in the Elegance to have the L-shaped lounge, but to be honest, it didn't really meet my needs, so I far prefer what I've decided to go for. Leather upholstery. It's a synthetic vegan leather, I believe. Very soft to the touch and certainly not cold to sit on, as some have suggested it may be. Particularly good. Some nice mood lighting, as you can see in the corner. Plenty of storage space overhead. Good sized lockers. I'm not sure what rubbish I've already got in them. Probably a few bits and pieces, and they are soft close, as you can see. Galley and kitchen over here. Comes with a hob, and on the top there you can see an induction hob that I intend to replace the gas hob with in due course. That will be one of the videos that I hope to cover in future. As always, standard with a microphone, as always standard with a microwave. It's one of the plateless ones, so nothing to go flying when you're travelling. Still to use it, don't know how good it is. Extractor hood above the cooker, which could be very useful, keep the cooking smells out the van for a wee while. At the moment it's still got that brand new smell. I wish there was some way we could keep that, but inevitably it's going to disappear at some point. And above the galley we've got the usual locker with provision for storing your plates, cups, etc. Again, soft close. Down here we've got ample storage, so we've got a couple of drawers down here. First one, this one is really just used for the usual cutlery and the likes. Over here we've got a slightly larger drawer which we use just for other kitchen utensils and some bits and pieces that I need for the caravan at the front. And below that we've got a fairly sizable cupboard, which is quite good. It's fitted with, as you can see, two drawers that slide out, so easy access for keeping your more awkward items, cans of beans, cans of soup or such like. A lot easier to get to if you can slide it out and not have to stretch into the back all the time. So again, I'm catching that plastic on the floor in the cupboard. Little entertainment section here. Television's just sitting on the shelf at the minute, but I do intend to fit a mount on the wall over there, put it back up where I used to have it in the last van. Drinks cabinet, not something I really use. I know that will probably surprise you coming from a Scotsman, but not really a big drinker, but it looks good, I suppose. Down below the television, another bit of storage where we've got things like the fire extinguisher at the bottom and some of the caravan essentials tucked in at the top, which is kind of useful. Of course, being a fairly new Swift, it does come with the command system. So still getting my head around it a little bit, but it is quite useful, so you can control your lights and many other functions here. And of course we have the Aldi heating as well. As you can see, there's a good size fridge freezer, and it does that trick that everybody goes on about, the doors that open two ways. I'm not going to show you because I know I get a bit fed up when I see it in every video that comes out, but suffice it to say, it is a good size fridge freezer, very efficient, and obviously it's 4-way, so you've got your 3 power sources and the ability to switch it to automatic, which is really good as well. As I mentioned, it's a centre washroom. One of the main reasons we bought this van, to be honest with you, suits me down to the ground. So if we just pop in here, we can see very spacious indeed, likened often to a boutique hotel. Certainly plenty of space to do what you need to do in here. I've lifted the carpet for obvious reasons, and I've got a bit of junk stored in the bottom of the shower at the moment, but that won't be staying there forever. So there's a large hecky in here for light, and as well as a good size extractor, so you can keep the moisture and dampness out quite easily. Beyond this, we can see there's just another door. This takes us through into the bedroom or sleeping area or gallery. Just pop in here. It's a bit dark at the moment, so let me see if I can pop some lights on. And excuse the spare number plate sitting over in the corner. But as you can see, good sized double bed. When it's fully extended, I believe it's about 6'4". More than enough for me. Comes complete with a video wall in here, but I've yet to put a TV up there. I don't know if I will, to be honest with you. Of course, what you can do is just put another little mount up, move the television from the front of the van to the back whenever you need it. 2 wardrobes, one over in the far corner there and one to my right hand side too. This one actually goes right through into the washroom area as well, so if we have a quick look, there's our Aldi heating. But certainly a good size wardrobe, ample space for hanging coats and the like. There's a rear window in this one. I've got the blind down at the moment just to keep the sun out of here more than anything else, and the curtains and everything are supplied as well. Again, there's a hecky roof light in here, fitted as standard, and it's an electric one, which is good, so you can actually control it from the buttons at the side of the bed. No need to get up to let some fresh air in. It's instantly there for you if you want it. So that's a very quick tour of the van, just to let you see the essentials, see what it's like, and as I say, I'm absolutely delighted so far. So I suppose the question everybody's going to ask is, you've got a brand new van, what do you really want to do to it? Obviously nothing's going to need maintenance for a while, all that's touch wood. But there are 1 or 2 things I'd like to do, some of which I mentioned right at the start of the video. There is a flexible solar panel fitted to the roof as standard, but it's only 100 watts, which really isn't big enough for me. I've got a 300 amp hour lithium battery that I'm going to be putting into here, which will be one of the projects. I really need a bigger solar panel in order to keep that charged up. Likewise, I'll have a look at the solar controller at the moment. I've kept the one that I had in my old van, which is a Victron unit. That'll probably be getting installed in here, so there's another little project to do. I've already mentioned the induction hob. I'm a big fan of using electricity where I can rather than gas these days. Gas is getting more and more difficult to find and indeed expensive, so that gives us a good option as well. So obviously may retain the gas oven and grill, but certainly for day-to-day things we can use the electric. There's some rewiring I'll need to do. The lithium battery that I've got is not going to fit into the standard battery box. So because the lithium battery doesn't give off any poisonous gases or fumes, it can actually live inside the van. So my plan is to put it inside one of the seats down here. So I'll need to re-cable through to the battery so that it connects up to power not only the caravan but things like the motor mover as well. It's not as difficult a job as it sounds, but you do need to be careful that you get the right cables and such like in for safety reasons, shall we say. I've got a television at the moment, as you probably saw. I'm looking to putting a smart TV into here as well. And in addition to the normal TV, you may have noticed there's a little box that's in the back for me at the moment. Security is a concern for us all these days. So I'm going to be looking at a number of CCTV systems that are available. Now I want something that not only lets me check inside or outside the van on demand from wherever I am, I'd actually like something that can record if there is any activity or movement. So I've got a couple of CCTV systems in mind that I'm going to be trialling before I eventually decide on which one I'm going to keep. The other thing I'm going to do that I should have mentioned along with the battery is I have a 3000 watt inverter that I'll be installing so that we have mains power if we decide to go off grid. In fact, I almost certainly will. And it's quite useful too, because if you're self-sufficient, even if you're not going off grid as such, if you're going to sites that have mains hookup, you don't need to pay that extra for the power if you're generating yourself from the sun. And as I say, with a proper solar setup, good sized battery and an inverter, you really can be self-sufficient for a good length of time and save yourself a bit of money into the bargain. Another thing that I'll be adding onto the project list is internet access for the van. Again, I'm looking at a couple of MiFi solutions that we'll be putting in. Fortunately, at the storage site here we do have Wi-Fi, but it's not very great, to be honest with you. And as I mentioned, if I'm going to be putting in remote CCTV cameras, I would like the ability to be able to connect to the van quickly and reliably. So obviously I can do that through the cellular network, but having the internet streaming available from the van as well will allow me to see these pictures on demand, so that's another concern. Another thing I've already arranged to get done, I'm not going to do this myself, is to have air conditioning fitted. Seems a bit unnecessary up here in Scotland. I mean, sunshine's often described as a UFO up here, and I know our high temperatures are not what you would often encounter in the south of England, but lately we have been getting a lot of warmer weather. And as you're travelling around, especially if you do travel down to the south of England, you know, for us Scots that are normally naturally a pale blue colour, it can become very warm indeed. So air conditioning, I've been given a good offer on a Truma system, so I hope to get that in the next few weeks, and I'll keep you posted on that one as well. So that's very much it. Quick introduction to the new channel. Please do keep in touch and subscribe if it's things that are going to interest you. As I say, I know there are a lot of caravan channels out there. This isn't being done from a profit point of view. It's very much I'm going to be doing these projects anyway, and I might as well share any problems I encounter along the way so you can avoid coming across the same things, and you never know, it might help you in the future. So please keep in touch. Catch you soon.